We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 23. We're going to begin at verse 16 and go all the way through verse 39. And it's all in red. The entire thing is in red. And I mean Jesus, he is giving these scribes and Pharisees a fit. Now, the scribes and Pharisees, they're the big dogs in the Jewish church. I mean, they're the people that's running the Jewish church. But in some way, these words might also be related to in our day and time. And I'm Protestant. So you could look at other churches and maybe you could see some similarities here. But Jesus is talking to the scribes and the Pharisees, and I mean he's giving them a fit. He said, "Woe unto you, you blind guides." He called them blind guides. The guides trying to guide people in the church, but they blind themselves. They're blind guides, which say, "Whosoever shall swear by the temple, it is nothing. But whosoever shall swear by the gold of the temple, he's a debtor." Jesus said, "Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater, the gold or the temple that sanctifieth the gold?" Question mark. "And whosoever shall swear by the altar is nothing, but whosoever sweareth by the gift that is upon it, he is guilty. Ye fools and blind, for whether is greater the gift or the altar that sanctifieth the gift?" Question mark. "Whereso therefore shall swear by the altar, sweareth by it, and by all things thereon. And whoso shall swear by the temple, sweareth by it, and by him that dwelleth therein." "And he that sweareth by heaven, sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon." So Jesus is talking about the scribes and the Pharisees. They say this, and then Jesus comes back and critiques them on the things they're saying. So and he's talking about, they say that, the scribes and the Pharisees. "He that shall swear by heaven sweareth by the throne of God, and by him that sitteth thereon." Jesus saying, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites. You hypocrites. For you pay tithe of mint, anise, and cumin," which are, I looked it up, they're herbs. So they give like 10% of their herbs, mint, anise, and cumin. Jesus saying, but have omitted the weightier matters of the law, judgment, mercy, and faith. What's more important? Giving some herbs to the church, or looking at the weightier matters of the law and judgment and mercy and faith? "These ought you have done, you ought to done them, not to leave the other undone. You blind guides." I mean, Jesus, he's tearing them up. "Which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel." And I kind of like that where Jesus is saying, you blind guide. They'll strain over one little bitty tiny gnat and swallow a camel. "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! For you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess." And I like that illustration where Jesus talks about a cup. They clean the outside of So they appear to men. And you take even in the Protestant churches here. There's a lot of people inside the church. They appear righteous and holy, like the outside of the cup to everybody. But what does Jesus say here? They're full of extortion and excess. Well, to me, extortion is they're always trying to get some money out of you. You look at them preachers all the time talking about money, 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 giving them money, 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 extorting money. And they're full of excess. They go out and they spend out lavishly. I mean, they wearing, $400 or $500 suits. The blind Pharisees clean first that which is within the cup and the platter, that the outside of them may be clean also. So Jesus is saying, clean the inside. Get on the inside here cleaned up. Don't be worried about trying to appear righteous, everybody. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! For you are like unto whited sepulchres. To me, that'd be like some really nice building that's all white. It's whitewashed. I mean, it's pretty. They got the outside of that place just all cleaned up, which indeed appear beautiful outwards, but are within full of dead man bones and of all uncleanness. Even so, ye also outwardly appear righteous unto men, you appear righteous, but within you're full of hypocrisy and iniquity. You appear righteous, but see, God and Jesus, they can look on the inside. They can see what's really going on. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites. It's Jesus talking. Because you build the tombs of the prophets. Yeah, you built the tombs and you garnished the sepulchres of the righteous. And then they say, the scribes and the Pharisees say, and if we had been there in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers of them in the blood of the prophets. We wouldn't have been trying to help kill them prophets. Wherefore ye be witnesses unto yourselves. This is Jesus talking here. He's saying, but you're witnesses unto yourselves that you are the children of them which killed the prophets. You're the children of them that killed the prophets. Fill you up then the measure of the fathers, ye serpents. Jesus is calling them serpents. There's the big dogs in the church. Jesus called them serpents, hypocrites. You generation of vipers, you bunch of poisonous snakes. How can you escape the damnation of hell? Now Jesus is talking about religious people in the church. And they come judgment day, Jesus might be saying some to them, just the big dogs in our churches too, not just the Jewish churches. The Baptist churches and the Methodists and the Pentecostal. Jesus be the judge of that, not me. But Jesus says, you serpents, you bunch of vipers, you poisonous snakes, how can you escape the damnation of hell? Therefore, behold, I send unto you prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify. So the Lord sent prophets and wise men and scribes to the Jewish people. Some of them y'all gonna kill, some of them you gonna crucify, and some of them ye shall scourge in your own churches, in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city, that upon you may call all the righteous blood shed upon the earth, from the blood of the righteous Abel unto the blood of Zacharias, son of Pharisees, whom you slew between the temple and altar. He's talking about you bunch of religious hypocrites. I don't know who it was, but they killed this Zacharias, and they killed him in a church between the temple and the altar. Murder in a church. Jesus said, verily I say unto you, all these things shall come upon this generation. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee. How often would I have gathered my children together, even as a hen gathers its chickens under their wings, and you would not. So Jesus said he wanted to gather them up just like a hen would take her wings and gather up the baby chicks. But they didn't want to have nothing to do with it. They would not. Behold, your house is left unto you desolate. For I say unto you, you shall not see me henceforth. To me that means again, till ye shall say, until you say, these big dogs in the Jewish church, ye shall not see me, Jesus, anymore till you say, you scribes and the Pharisees, the big dogs in the Jewish church, blessed is he that cometh in the name of the Lord. God bless y'all.